All right. Well, first of all, welcome to Marinette. I don't know if you're here yet, but welcome once you get here. We appreciate you finding us and getting here, okay?
Thank you. Yeah, it's awesome to be here. I'm actually still in Racine right now, working on getting my house moved and looking to put an offer in on a house hopefully this week up in Marinette and move in August. So,
all right. Very nice.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah, absolutely. So what's your background in basketball and also coaching?
So I played in high school. I was a 2-year varsity starter at the Prairie School in Racine. I then went to Carroll University and decided I was not good enough to play, or knew I wasn't good enough to play, so I decided to become a student assistant coach at Carroll. First couple of years, I did most of the managerial duties. As my career progressed, as a junior, I started recruiting kids on my own, going out on my own to recruit, helping with scouting reports, helping with practices as much as I can. So I stayed at Carroll for 5 total years, working my way up each year as a student assistant, and then as an assistant coach my 5th year during my student teaching. And then from there I got a full-time PE position back at my alma mater at the Prairie School. I've been the varsity assistant the last 4 years, and we've had a lot of success at Prairie the last few years. Some of the best, in my opinion, the best teams we've ever had at Prairie the last 2 years. Going to the sectionals both years, winning the conference both the last 2 years, and losing to the eventual state champion in the sectional both the last 2 years, which was disappointing, knowing that we were right there both years and not being able to even get to Madison. But it was a fun ride, great kids, and it was great to be at my alma mater, but wanted to branch out a little bit, become a head coach somewhere, and Marinette seems to be a really good fit.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, what led you to Marinette? How'd you find out about it?
So after this year, I was looking to become a head coach. I was a little more actively searching. I just found the posting on Weekend, and I knew the coaching job was posted, and I saw that a couple weeks before the middle school PE job was posted. So once the middle school PE job was posted, I think it was 2 weeks after, I put my stuff in right away. And the greatest part about it is I've been teaching middle school PE the last 4 years at Prairie, and then coaching high school basketball. So it's a nice slide in to do middle school PE again. I really love doing that. And then getting the head boys basketball job at the same time. So needed to be both. Obviously, need a full-time job to make a move like that. And I remember Dean Furton gave me a call within a day or two after I got all my stuff in, and they were already in the process of doing phone interviews for the coaching position and just starting looking for the teaching position. So it was good. It was I was one of the last people for the coaching, one of the first people to get in for the teaching, so I kind of had to overlap, but it worked out really well, so it was good.
Yeah, it sure did. Now, you saw the job online. Did you know anything about the basketball program at all? And if you did then, or if you do now, what have you learned about the basketball program that you're going to inherit now?
So 100% honesty, I knew Marinette was a good program. I've heard good things. I knew where Marinette was, but I didn't know exactly exactly where it was. So I had to do my research right away. Once I applied, I looked on WIS Sports and looked on WIA site and doing some research, and it was interesting when I found out returning a lot of the top scorers, and it was my first impression, like, wow, we can be really good in the next year. And
right.
Beyond that, I've met all the guys for the most part. There's only one or two seniors I haven't been able to meet yet, just because schedules have conflicted. But I saw our boys play in our men's league at Marinette High School on Tuesday nights. Got to see most of them play that on one night, and had a few of them around for our basketball camp. So I'm starting to get to know the guys a little bit, and it seems like a really good group of kids and a group that's going to be really fun to work with this year.
Yeah, they sure are. Now, when I contacted you, you were probably like, "Who's this?" But yeah, we actually cover all their games on the radio, away and at home. If you're available, we try to do pregame interviews. I usually do them before the game, and then also after the game, if you're available, we'll do a postgame. So there's quite a bit of coverage with this team as well. I don't know if you had that at your last school.
No, we being in Racine, we do have a radio station that did our game, or did a game every Tuesday and Saturday in town, but having 7 high schools, it kind of depended on the situation. So I know when we played St. Cat's, which is our crosstown rival this year, we had both. We had the radio station there both times. One of the times, our head coach sent me up to do the radio interview because he told me because I needed to get the experience to do it. I looked at him and said, "Yeah, you just don't want to do it, but okay."
Exactly.
But it was a good experience, and we had some media coverage. We usually had a reporter at most of our games this year, just because we were very successful. But no, I'm not used to having a radio station at every game, but I look forward to that. I'm always willing to give an interview. If we lose after the game, I might not be quite as long or as pleasant. So
yeah.
I don't know, but,
well, I've been doing this.
Usually I'm okay, but
I've been doing this.
Pre-game's always good.
I've been doing this a long time. I know how the post game goes when there's a loss, so I expect it. But one of the cool things is for your family back home is that we stream too, so they can hear your games back home if they'd like to.
Yeah, that's definitely good. I know my family's really excited for me. I'm moving away, so my parents are a little, they're really happy for me, but I know they're a little sad that I'm only right now. My house is literally 2 minutes away from my parents. And,
okay, big change.
I'll always be in Racine. So, but they've always been the parents that have gone to every athletic event when I was younger, when my brothers were going through. So they'll be up for a lot of games, and I know if they can't be there, my dad will definitely stream it on the radio and be listening and watching as much as he can. So they'll be more than into it. My wife's excited about the move too, and she'll be at every game. She's a big basketball fan, so it should be good.
Awesome. So one last question about your style. How would you describe your coaching style? Maybe kind of offense, defense that you like to run?
So offensively, especially I like to run some sort of 4-out, 1-in motion, and that can look a lot of different ways. And this year it's going to look different than probably the future will, just because we have a lot of a couple good post players, and
right.
They'll work in tandem a lot more this year, and setting screens for each other. And the beauty about both Jake and Jordan is that they can both shoot from the outside pretty well, and I've heard it and I've seen it, so
they sure can.
It's something. So getting them to be able to do both and go down and post up when we have the advantage, and being able to stretch the floor as well is something I find important. And just the 4-out, 1-in keeps your spacing a little bit more. We also have a couple other good guards that can shoot, so it just kind of gets our passing lanes open. Defensively is where I'm, especially with this group, that's going to be my main focus, because I know this group's going to score I could, the first game comes up the Friday after Thanksgiving, and I could work 2 hours a day on defense and nothing on offense, and I know we could probably go into that game and score 60 or 70 points just because they can do that.
Yep.
And they're good enough, so that defensive will be our main. Our main focus, especially to start, and what I want to see on the defensive end. It'll be very more of a pack line defense. Getting into the gaps, making sure we close the driving lanes, contest from the outside, and not give up the baseline. If you give up the baseline in that defense, it really just everything kind of goes downhill pretty fast. So and you'll see some zones I really like, especially with the length that we have. Hopefully, getting an aggressive zone or two to mix it up, and can be something that a lot of teams struggle with. And especially with a mix up, you it's perfect to be able to go to like a 1-3-1 if you're, the other team's kind of getting into a rhythm. You're in a close game going down the stretch. All of a sudden, you can switch to something that makes them think a little bit and get a couple turnovers. All of a sudden, you're go from tie game or up 2 to up 8 or 10, and it really makes the game easier that way. So I've had a couple of the guys ask if we can get up and down the court a little bit and run, and I told them, I was like, I love a good team on a fast break. At Prairie the last 2 years, that was one of our best skills, was being able to finish on the break. And the biggest thing I told them is, to do that, you need to get stops.
Yep.
If we get stops on defense, and which is my main thing, you guys can run, and I have no problem with that. We should be able to get easy layups with the athleticism we have and the skill that we have. So, it all depends on getting stops. You don't get stops, you really can't get out on the fast break too well. So, hopefully you'll see us get up and down a lot, and get some fast break points, because that means we're getting stops, and we're really focusing on the defensive end. And I think if this team does that this year and really has that mindset, if we can create that mindset in our program, I think we can be very, very successful.
Absolutely. All right, Coach. Thanks a lot. I look forward to meeting you in person, and good luck, okay?
Awesome. Thank you very much.
All right. Bye-bye.